Welcome to Daddy Bits, our trade idea show hosted by yours truly, the Trading Daddies. I am your host, the Master Crayon Eater, and my co-host, Mr. John, is on vacation still. I hope you're having a good time, buddy. He should be back with us fairly soon. And this video is sponsored by Bust Down Investments. If you guys want to learn how to trade, don't know where to start. If you guys want to be a better trader, or just join a community of active retail traders who help each other out and try to find value in different places, make sure that you guys hit up our friends over at Bust Down Investments so we can definitely show you guys in the right direction. Again, we're looking at my outlook is fairly bearish for the market this week. I'm not really liking a whole lot of green. It doesn't seem like it's going that direction. I want to see green for sure because we want more growth, right? But we've seen such an explosive, I wouldn't say explosive, but I would say we've seen a fairly steady trend to the upside, and it's about time to take a rest. So, and on this channel, if you guys are new, we trade both sides. We trade both directions here. You can't be a perma bull. You can't be a perma bear. You have to be an omni trader at sometimes. And if you guys want to know more, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, give us a nice thumbs up if you guys like this content. And if you didn't, your mom's a hoe. Also, if you guys are want us to cover some stocks, make sure you guys drop it down in the comment section below, and we'll get to it right after this intro. All right, before we move on, we'll show you guys some of our member gains from Friday. Shout out to D, made some D with the wins here. D with the wins. 431 puts on SPY. Solid, pretty solid. Matt, Mr. Consistent himself, 430. John, my other half, is 535 on some puts. See, we trade both directions on this channel. I managed to eke out roughly around 1816 that day. So we're trending in the right direction as far as our portfolio is supposed to go, which is up, right? But the market's just not going to go in that direction, in my opinion. Let's take a look at some stocks here. The first stock that I actually want to cover before we is a review of AMC, which I talked about last Thursday. Let me pull up this chart real quick here. All right, let's take a look at AMC. It's honestly, it's really not looking good from my vantage point here. Let's take a look here. Based on some trading rules that I've personally changed up on my rules lately, I've really traded on these Bollinger Bands, and it's giving me a lot more clearer direction when I do trade. And if you guys are interested about how we trade, these indicators, make sure you guys hit up our friends over at Bust Down Investments. We'll definitely get you guys going. And this bottom Bollinger Band, which is in the purple that you guys see right here, the candlesticks are riding it down, right? Where the candlesticks are riding it down. So if you guys aren't familiar with what Bollinger Bands do, the simplest way to explain this is candlesticks like to ride the Bollinger Bands. And if it were to go to the upper Bollinger Band, it's going to ride that and it's going to keep on ping-ponging around these bands, right? But as far as market direction is concerned, I'm not overly excited. Take a look at this EMA 9 right here, right? If this EMA 9 crosses below the EMA 50, I don't think there's upside to this in the short term, right? If you're still if you're holding on as an AMC HAPE, I hope that you guys have a fairly lower average. Hold on to your shares. Eventually, it's going to ride up. We don't know if the squeeze is going to happen, but there are certain factors that are being played out in the market. I heard there's just an AMC Super Stonk Fest. I feel like that's a cash grab. It's taken away from the overall movement, if you're asking me. So me personally, I'm holding on to my shares just so that I can, because I'm holding on, obviously. But it's taken away from the overall movement where people are trying to just make more money on top of this movement. I think it's really sad. But We'll see. We'll see where this goes. But I see that if this ever goes down to the downside, there's more pain here. And that's just my honest opinion on AMC. Let's take a quick look at the next stock that I want to talk about is Apple. Shout out to Rob, who actually gave us the idea to cover Apple. Now, Apple has ran quite tremendously in the past few weeks, right? This is the daily chart that we're currently looking at. For the past, what was it? Looks like a month, right? From the past month, it's gone up from 129 all the way to 150. So you would have made some good money if you swung this to the upside, right? But however, there's this MACD that just is about to curl right here, right? And there's also the RSI, which is in overbought levels. Okay. So that tells me that there's going to be some short-term pain. I am looking to potentially short this actually. If it ever goes and drops below the 145 mark, right, which is the EMA 9 that we have right here, 144.94 to be exact. If that ever breaks support around those levels, we're going to see more downward pressure. And hopefully you guys have some capital saved up on this side so you guys can also play the downward momentum. And that's what we like to show you guys. And I wouldn't be extremely bullish on Apple yet. Again, we need these momentary pauses in gains in terms of the upward trajectory of the stock so that we can get some breathing room, because you can't go up all the time, right? You can't, there has to be some ebbs and flows to the market. People are also taking profits right around 150. So 150 is the magic number. If you are if you're looking to go long, I would wait for it to break 150 and that's going to go up to the upside. But I don't see that happening in the near future. So if you guys are in Apple, if you're long on Apple, obviously buy the dip. But if you're looking for some gains to the downside, you might be wanting to take a look at some shorts here. And the next stock that we want to cover is Nvidia. Nvidia is going to bless us, folks. Again, before I move forward to Nvidia, I just want to let you guys know that this is not financial advice. These are stocks that John and I, talk about on a daily so that we can find value in these plays. And if you guys are following our trades, please make sure that you manage your risk accordingly. We can't stress that enough. If you guys are making gains, give us a nice shout out. If you guys are losing some money, it's not like we didn't warn you guys, right? So let's get to Nvidia real quick. Let's get to Nvidia. All right, let's take a look at the Nvidia chart. Nvidia, wow. And I did cover this the other day, right? I did cover Nvidia the other day. We did see this is kind of like what's happening right now with Nvidia. You notice that this Bollinger Band, it just hit this Bollinger Band. That means that we're going to see a lot more pressure on Nvidia. We're not even at oversold levels yet. So the RSI hasn't even hit below 30 yet. And I did mention that we're going to see this uptick. We potentially could see this uptick. If we take a look at the 5-minute chart for Friday, right? For Friday, we kind of saw that kind of uptick right here pre-market, right? Pre-market uptick. We thought we were going to get there, but then ultimately it just faded away. So Nvidia was blessing us on the downside on Friday, which I really took some advantage of. That was a 32-point move. I did cut fairly early because I thought it was going to be bouncing, but I do feel that there's going to be more downward pressure here. You never know. We might see a dead cat bounce tomorrow. Features aren't up yet. Notice how the EMA 9 is getting ready to cross below the EMA 20. And if that ever happens, we're going to see a nice flush there. And people are just taking profits. I mean, this is a crazy move. Look at this. From 540, right? From 540 around 519. So May 19th was when it started the run, all the way to 835. That's a crazy move. That's a 300 plus point move, right? 300, is that, yeah, 300 plus point move. Of course, people are going to take profits. That's normal. People are going to start selling off to protect their capital, right? And that's what's happening right now. And if we're taking a look at the way that I trade, the Bollinger Band, as I said earlier, it just kissed it. It just kissed it. We might see tomorrow another upward tick, maybe right there before this ultimately fades down, right? And then the Bollinger Band is just going to keep caressing it. We also have a stock split. Remember that when the stock split happened for Apple and Tesla, let's take a look at Tesla real quick. I just want to show you guys exactly how that trade happened. If we zoom out to September, right here. So from 273, mind you, multiply that by 5 because the stock split was 5-1, right? So from that to $2,000, and it faded all the way down. You see these massive dumps right after, and it kind of went sideways for quite some time before finding more strength to the upside. But make sure that if you guys are in Nvidia short term, get out, because there's going to be a lot more pain if you're holding on, especially if you guys bought Nvidia around the 730 levels, the 730, you guys are not having a good time right now. You guys are bag holding, and we're probably not going to see those 730 marks for quite some time. And it took months for certain stocks to recover. If we take a look at Apple again, remember that the stock split also happened roughly around that time. The 9th. There we go. See how this move was from $94 all the way to 136, where it topped that and then flush, right? Flush traded sideways, and it traded sideways for a long time before we even saw this type of move. So again, if you guys are also trading the Qs, more pressure to the downside, in my opinion. But that is it for me on today's episode of Daddy Bits. I hope that you guys found certain value in the stocks that we talked about today, and I hope that you guys make some gains. With that being said, again, if you guys are interested in making those gains, I can't stress enough, hit up our friends over at Bust Down Investments. Hit up Jay Spees, bustdowninvestments.com. We'll definitely show you guys how to start and get you guys going on, get you guys on the right track to potentially start trading, right? With that being said, hit the subscribe button, post notification bell, give us a nice thumbs up if you guys like this content. Let's get trading. And remember, guys, that the charts do not lie.